Welcome to this explainer. You know the scenario. You've got perfectly good flame-retardant textile sitting at the border, totally stalled out and rejected. Why? It's almost always the paperwork. Today, we're going to show you exactly how to fix that.
Here is our roadmap for today. We're covering the true cause of rejections, knowing your testing levels, verifying lab accreditation, matching scope and standard, and finally, why you absolutely must demand raw test data.
Section 1. The true cause of rejections.
So why exactly do good fabrics fail at the border? Well, you might assume there's a problem with the cloth itself. But honestly, the real culprit is usually bad paperwork. Specifically, test reports citing the wrong standard or coming from completely unaccredited labs.
There's a great truth in this industry. A logo and a pass stamp prove absolutely nothing on their own. Relying on some generic PDF with a big pass typed on it instead of verifying the hard data? That is exactly how you end up with incredibly expensive delays.
A huge trap we see is buyers confusing a lab's test report, which falls under ISO/IEC 17025 and contains the actual raw data, with a certificate of conformity from a certification body. They are completely separate files, and mixing them up is pretty much a guaranteed rejection.
Moving right along to Section 2, Know Your Testing Levels.
This is totally crucial. Test reports are literally not interchangeable. You have to know exactly what you're looking at. Is this data for the fabric level, meaning the raw cloth? Is it the component level, like a treated layer or seam? Or is it the finished product level, meaning the entire item you're actually selling?
Because here's the thing. A fabric that passes an NFPA 701 test does not automatically make a compliant finished tent. Finished products have their own unique standards, with extra mechanical checks. If you hand an inspector a fabric-level report for a finished product requirement, they are going to flag it instantly as a mismatch.
Section 3. Verifying lab accreditation.
When it comes to testing, ISO/ISU 17025 is the absolute gold standard. This international framework is what actually proves a facility is authorized and competent to produce legitimate reports. When evaluating labs, price should literally be the last thing you check.
Now, these accreditations are granted by national bodies all over the world, places like CNAS in China, UCAS in the UK, A2LA in the US, or DAX in Germany. They're coordinated globally, but here's the catch. There is no master list.
That means you have to do a bit of legwork. First, identify the lab's specific accreditation body. Next, navigate to that body's public directory online. And finally, search for the lab to confirm their status. If they aren't in that directory, you need to hit the brakes immediately before relying on their report.
Section 4. Match scope and standard.
Okay, so the lab is real, great. But are they actually allowed to run your specific test? A lab approved for the ASTM E84 fire test is not automatically accredited for NFPA 701. Accreditation has very strict limits.
You always have to confirm the exact test method and the exact edition year on the lab's scope. Seeing a vague phrase like fire test on a document, that's a one-way ticket to a customs headache. Testing against an outdated edition is a classic trap that causes massive delays.
Section 5. Demand raw test data.
Before you pay a dime to any supplier, you need to verify the facts. A solid report must show 5 things: the exact method and year, detailed sample info, the accreditation symbol, a verifiable signature, and, most importantly, the raw testing results, like afterflame time and char length.
Basically, a competent lab shows its math. If you get a report with missing logos, blank fields, self-declarations, or just a giant pass stamp hiding the fact that there's zero data, that is a massive red flag. You want the bulletproof report with the raw numbers.
This quick checklist is your best friend. Protect your supply chain by looking for that ISO 17025 accreditation, making sure the scope and edition year match exactly, independently verifying the lab in public directories, and letting the raw data defend your result.
And hey, don't fall for industry myths. People often assume a broad CE mark means an item is fire safe. It doesn't. CE is a broad mark. It absolutely does not prove a specific fire standard was met.
At the end of the day, finding the cheapest testing lab isn't a victory. The real win is securing an airtight, verified third-party report backed by raw data, one that absolutely nobody can reject, whether it's at the border or in a buyer's QC room.
So I'll leave you with this. Take a hard look at the paperwork for your next multi-$1,000 shipment. Is it backed by verifiable, independent raw test data? Or are you just crossing your fingers with an unaccredited PDF and hoping customs doesn't look too closely? Do the legwork, and don't let bad paperwork hold your inventory hostage.